let's dive into the video. Here I am about to cut a drop fade. And for those of you who don't really know what a drop fade is, it's basically a ball fade. It doesn't necessarily have to be ball, but in this case it's a ball fade. And instead of having it high or even mid, it's really low, and they call it a drop fade. So because it's right past the ears, it drops down to the bottom of the head. So here I'm using my red Babyliss FX clippers, my new Babyliss FX clippers, who I love a lot. These things are amazing to hold, and they kind of come zero gap, but I don't want these to be zero gap. I'm going to take very good care of these, so I don't want to ruin them by necessarily zero gapping them. And here's the tip that one of the ways I'm going to start his ball fade is, it looks as if I made it bald, but I didn't. So my level was not closed all the way. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do towards the end of the video. So I balled them out. Then I came through with my one guard, and I'm kind of making another guideline about 1/2 inch up. Make sure I get that excess of hair that's lingering around using my comb. And if you can look at the crease in the back of his head, I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. So here, that was a 1 that I used. Here's a 1.5, and I kind of go up. You can kind of see where I'm going to start to blend the fade, kind of going against the grain here. To kind of get the process started. So here I took my 1/2 guard, and I'm kind of blending the two lines. The first guideline into the second guideline. And that's all I'm basically doing. Try not to take it up too high, because I'll be able to blend that bulky area of hair. And here's where I'm just kind of flicking out the line. You can see it's starting to fade away a little bit. Here, right here in the crease of the back of his head, I gotta kind of cut at an angle to go against the grain and make sure that I get that particular area. I'm gonna take that bulky area where you see that hair, and I'll try to blend that in. Right here, here's my 1/16 blade, and I'm taking out the very first line, making sure that everything is kind of faded in. You can see where the fade is pretty much there. That's the easy part to me. Some people think that the fading can be more complicated than what it is. That's the easy part to me. Just making sure that I try to blend as much as possible. That 1/16 guard is amazing. It helps you blend those hard to reach, those hard spots where the line just won't leave, or it seems to not want to blend. And you can use that 1/16 guard or that 0 guard to kind of do it. Here I'm using my JRLs to kind of flick out the initial line that was made. And remember, as I stated earlier in the video, I didn't necessarily ball them out, and that's what I'm doing now. It makes it a lot easier to fade in. You can kind of see the line. Because when I started with my Babyliss clippers, I didn't have it closed all the way. It was maybe like 2 notches from being closed. So it looks kind of bald in the video, but it's not really bald. And I'm using my wall retro trims to kind of go ahead and bald it out. And that's where you'll see the fade. Now you can see it right now, and it kind of looks like all I'm gonna do is basically repeat and just flick out the line, and it's a much better fade than me balding it from the beginning. You can see it. Look at how it's just, and I'm just adjusting the level as I go. You can see where it starts to blend. Right here in the crease of his head, I cut at an angle to make sure that, because that's the way his hair grows. So you can pay very close attention to the way your client's hair grows, and that's the way you want to cut against the grain, especially when you're fading. And you can see how, even though I took my edges, my trimmers, and I went through and created, kind of balled it out. I'm using my Babyliss to kind of make sure that the fade is there. And if it looks a bit awkward, the bulky part of his hair, where you see a lot of it, that's going to be the real easy part too. I usually trim that down first, like you see a lot of barbers do. But in this particular video, I didn't do it. And again, it just goes to show my versatility. There's more than one way to skin a cat, so you don't necessarily have to do the same steps over and over and over again. Here I have my 2 guard on. You can see where I'm just trimming the hair. And you'll start to see as I go down in the blades. I go from a 2 to a 1.5, and you'll see where those dark areas start to blend into the fade, especially when I start going against the grain and flicking out as I do. So you better see. And again, I'm just cutting with the grain of the hair. Same thing here. That 2 guard is pretty good. I like these Babyliss, man. Y'all, if you haven't, man, just, I don't know how some of you, if some of you are serious about, improving your craft, just try them out. Look at that. Look at that. I'm going against the grain now. And you can see, especially in the back, how it just, the line just starts to disappear. See that? See that? Look at that. Look at that. I'm just flicking out, going against the grain. There it is right there. This is a nice, here's my 1 guard, and I'm gonna kind of start the blending in the level, the area right up in here. You see, I don't go too high, because I'm just flicking out that line. I adjust my level as needed. Look at that. Look at that. Man. Here, I took out the 1 guard, and I was kind of cleaning up in the areas that needed to be cleaned. Put the 1 back on, and I'm making sure that I get the fade right, and you're adjusting the level of the blade as you go, as needed, depending in certain areas. Sometimes I'll take the guard off just to use the corner of the clipper to make sure that it blends. Look at that. Faded and X-rated. Here's my 1/16 again. I'm just going through, flicking out, making sure I don't have it, any lines going around. Right there, you can see it where I pointed my hand. Well, I'm very detailed. You can see where I go through. I can see it. Most barbers, we have an eye. We have an eye for seeing things that most people probably wouldn't pay attention to, or most people just don't see. So if you're just getting into barbering, you have to pay very close attention to the detail. Here on my JRL, you can adjust the level on here. I love these clippers. For that, I can't get on 0 gap, but I tried. You gotta probably have some special tools to do that. And I used them to kind of shave his beard because I was running out of camera time, video time. And I kind of go through with my Babyliss trimmers and just kind of shave the hair for the most part. So I went ahead and kind of did his beard. Used my Topic holding spray before I start to do his lineup. That holding spray kind of hardens the hair, makes it easier to line up. Look at this fade. And as I'm letting the holding spray kind of set in, I'm just doing a little detail work. That's it. Just a little detail work. This is my 1.5. Just kind of smoothing out the hair before I start to do his line. Make this process a little easier. And again, we all have our different ways, our different strategies for leading up to the edger. That is the most critical and the most precious thing when you're doing that, because that's what people see. Right? That's what people see. So you got to make sure you get that right. And right above his ear, right there, you can kind of see where it looks like a dark area. And I'll go clean that up. Just barely tapping as we go through this process, just to make sure that you don't want to push them back too much. Especially if you have some very sharp trimmers. You can tell his reaction would have been a bit different if they were biting him. So just making sure, getting everything lined up. That holding spray helps. So again, if you haven't tried that before, whether you are a beginner barber or you're an experienced barber, but if you've never tried that technique before, do it. The client here, he likes a part going down on the side of his head. I typically don't do a lot of parts like I used to many years ago. A lot of it, the clients, it's not really requested, and then, so I typically don't do it. He's probably one of the very few clients that I use to give a part. And because that's simple, it's a real straight back. I don't have to necessarily do designs or anything like that, so that's the case with that. Here I come with my Tune 45 cordless compressor with the no drip color enhancement. You see it. Stuff is good, man. If you haven't tried it, just try it. Just try it. Use that color enhancement. It makes it pop. I'm gonna try to get the little white chalk where I can chalk the line up. That really does something with enhancement. I see Get Beam, the barber Get Beam out of Chicago. He does it a lot when I watch his videos. So I'm a fan of him. Just like many other people, him, 360 Jeezy, Chris Bazio, Tune 45. I'm fans of a lot of those guys, and some of the Houston barbers too. So you can be great at anything if you're willing to learn, and that's one of my things. Look at the fade. Look at the fade. Top notch, guys. Top notch. So right now I'm just kind of going through, like you see a lot of barbers do, just going through and doing some little detail here. I'm using the Tune 45 gel shave. Shaving gel. Kind of, put some touches on it, go through with my razor and make sure that he gets an even more crispy line up, considering that I used the enhancement. So you see how the hair just falls off. Look at that. Look at that. If you don't use a razor, not comfortable using a razor, as a barber, that's one thing you're gonna have to try to at least get used to using it, because some clients, that's what really makes them feel like that they are at a barbershop. At least for me, I know growing up, we would go to the barbershop as kids, and that's how you got your line with a razor. Drop fade. It's hurting, boys. There you go. Before and after. Check my man out. Here I am in 2019, the spring of 2019, the first Houston annual barber battle, where I placed in 2 different competitions. The fade and beard competition got first place. The fastest fade got second place. Just showcasing my skills. Appreciate you, boys.